Another day, another grand campaign, mega pain, cramp pain. I've got pretty bad cramp in my left pain. Spaghetti. So I have converted the EU4 game to Victoria 2, if you can't tell. And it was definitely a massive pain to get going, so I've had to do quite a few alterations. But the map is pretty accurate to how we left it in EU4. Although, just like when your father left, things are going to be a little bit different. Also, stop emailing me. I'm not coming back. You smell that, everyone? That smells like 24 hours of learning to mod Victoria 2 just so this thing fucking works. Now, immediately, you might be like, hey, Isaro, that seems a bit odd. Wasn't that where Prussia was? And yeah, but unfortunately, I couldn't really get the events for forming Germany to work for Prussia, so instead, Germany just exists straight off the bat, which will just say, lore-wise, in the 20 years that you missed from EU4 to Vic 2, they just said we're German now. But to make up for that, Austria and Hesse, who are a pretty damn big German power, also have the options to form the South German Federation, which should counterbalance it. So either Germany's got to conquer all of Germany by force, or they can do it diplomatically. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, I haven't really changed much. Delhi still exists, which we've got to take care of. Lanyang is in China because they just sort of yeeted Ming out the way. Japan's really big. The Mongol Khanate now exists, and I actually formed Russia as a tag before I left. I made them free. So, Russia exists. Whether or not they're going to actually do anything and move east, I highly doubt. Maybe the Mongols will move west. There's so many possibilities. I felt like I would be a bit too powerful if I also had a bunch of America, so I have released Louisiana and the Kingdom of California, which America will have cores on when we start the game. I still have Mexico, which is Spanish El Salvador, not quite the United States of America that we all know and love, but it'll have to do. Now, whilst it would be fun for, like, the Europeans to stay a hold of South America, I thought it would be fitting just to release them as, like, their own little subjects or puppet states. So all of these are free except French South America, which might break free. We don't know yet. We'll see. Unfortunately, we can't actually use any mods with this because this save game in itself is a mod. So I have imported a few events from HPM, nothing crazy. I have changed up the Casus Bellis a little bit, so establishing Protectorate is a little bit cheaper at the start of the game, so you can actually conquer more. Hopefully that means we can actually get rid of India, but first off, probably gotta teach these people to read and figure out how money works. If you notice me having like the debug menu up, that's just because I haven't fully tested it, so I might have to change things on the fly. And first off, I need to like get rid of these Chinese provinces because we have 60 million population, which means we need to change that like immediately because we're gonna break our game because no one's gonna be able to read. There you go, there's China sorted. But one of the other crazy things that's happened is because in India I actually ended up coring a bunch of this, and I even converted some of it to my culture in EU4. A lot of them are cores and states in the game, not colonies, which means it's both really good for us and a little bit bad. Also, might have noticed that the game starts in 1821 because that's just kind of how the converter works. It pushes us back an extra 10 years in the game or so. So we have a little bit more time to just have a bit of fun. I don't know if I did that, but America starts as a bourgeois dictatorship. Excuse me? Okay, so the culture map mode for the most part is pretty normal, but I have noticed that the Basque are the majority culture in Sardinia and Corsica. How did you end up here? And immediately the Russians have declared war on me, even though I birthed you from my own womb. What the hell? Also, gonna start mass industrializing as quickly as we can. Money. You may also notice that there's gonna be a hell of a lot more wars in this game than there usually is in Victoria 2. And it's perfect! Oh my god, everyone's just trying to like pick apart the Spanish Empire to get their native lands back. Like, jeez guys, just let me enslave you in peace. Well, I wasn't expecting that one. Prussia has actually re-released itself from the depths of hell in Bohemia. Now, originally I wasn't going to fight my bastard child that is Russia, but I really need to go over there and teach them a few manners, just spank them a couple times. I'm not really going to step in here. I'm just going to let America eat up all of Louisiana and California all they want. It really means nothing to me. Jeez, it's been so long since I've seen Vanilla Vic 2. Jeez, oh, my eyes. Oh, 5 years in and the great powers are looking about as well as you'd probably expect. Other than you, Hungary. I don't know how you snuck in here. Vic 2, my main priority is going to go ahead and be on Africa. I want it all. Oh, good news, everyone. Spanish Kansas, now an integral part of our country. I did not look at the culture map mode for North America, but there's loads and loads of Germans here. The only thing I can think is when I took that bit of Mexico off the Dutch, they actually just stayed Dutch or German in this case. Louisiana is still Spanish, but I've noticed that the Chinese people are actually still over here in California. By the way, Britain just owns all of Oceania and Indonesia, and Egypt owns a few ports, but most importantly, the Pope still exists. Like, Italy formed, but the Pope still exists on islands around the world. Just, I keep finding him on random islands everywhere. Oh my god, if this isn't like the most varied alliances I've ever seen in this game, what the... I don't even know what your capital is, Mr. Pope, no. It's like the first proper crisis of the war, and it's immediately going into a fight. Really? I don't want to fight the British already. I'm gonna pretend I'm not at war with the British and continue colonizing Africa. Oh, our alliance won that crisis war, and now France has just cut the Netherlands in half. Thanks, France. I sure do love to conquer India, but you know what makes it even better? When the Brazilians come to help me. Slowly getting there. It's only taken us 2 games to get this India thing done. Oh, we can finally do some research. Oh, Jesus. Things aren't looking too great for Poland because half their country just broke free. Yeah, originally I wasn't really sure what to do with Central Asia, so I just sort of blobbed them all together into the Mongols. But now that I'm looking at this, I regret it. Don't mind if I do. Oh, I think because this event fired, that means that the civil wars still might actually happen in it. Oh, China and Japan have just been beating each other up where, like, Japan will take some provinces and China will take them back. It's really been quite interesting to watch. Oh, I sorrow. Why are you fighting Scandinavia for? Haven't you beaten them up enough? Is it possibly because they took half of Russia without me even what the Finland, it's been a long time coming, but I'm finally going to release you as, like, an integral part of my nation. There's sort of like a British Dominion. I can't deal with this anymore over here. Well, the Civil War still happened. Jesus. So I made an alliance with the Germans, and then the Germans declared war on Hesse, and now the Germans are just growing. Oh wow, I'm actually getting completely demolished by France at the moment in the Great Powers. They've got like double the industry score of me. Who gives a damn? Let's build a couple canals. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell by the name of my events I personally put in, but I'm definitely a top tier Victoria 2 modder. And my goal of owning all of Africa is somewhat getting realized, I suppose. Oh geez, the Germans are actually just going to straight up annex them now. That's actually quite scary. I didn't think they'd grow this quickly. I think I'm like the only person actually colonizing. I don't know if the AI has researched colonial stuff at all, but sure thing, I'll take it all. Oh, I finally found the Pope's capital. It's on St. Helena. What are you doing there, Pope? Oh, free cast belly on China. Don't mind if I... What the hell happened to China? Oh, looks like Russia's actually managed to sharpen those teeth a little bit, because actually I don't know if they're winning this war. Looks like the Ottomans have more troops, but they're at war. They're at war with the Ottomans, so they might actually start growing. Hey, I nothing quite like forcing China to pay for the Boxers' crimes. Russia has been so back and forward this entire game. I've not really been looking over here much, but every time I do, it's just something completely new. Yeah, I'm starting to get the feeling I should probably stop helping the Germans now. I think I just effectively cut the Abbasids in half then, because Persia was able to be released. Oh my god, I've created a monster. I've literally created a monster. 0.02% of my people are protesting to get slavery allowed. Excuse me? I get the feeling I'm gonna have to cut Germany down to size at some point. Wait a sec, what the Holy Roman Empire exists somewhere in the world. What? Oh my god, it's right here in Anatolia. Has that been there the whole time? They're uncivilized. You know, I get the feeling that France probably isn't going to do too well in the next game, is it? Because I have India core to have so much population, I can build so many units, I don't even care anymore. I'm just going to build every single one of them as infantry. So, Germany looks good, right? Looks real good. Looks pretty big, looks pretty healthy. Maybe if you just zoom in for a close... Oh my god! Oh jeez, they've spread the plague to me. Why the hell have all of a sudden anarcho-liberals just risen up all over the goddamn globe? Alright, I'm sorry, I can't support Germany anymore. It's time to stop feeding this beast. I don't even know when Scandinavia blew up, but now Denmark's communist. Great. Time for World War I! Alright, it's just me versus Britain and the Ottomans, basically. Sweden and Hungary, but they don't count. And I've got a lot of infamy to spare here. Wait, I did liberate country in that Great War on the Ottomans, which was only like 11 infamy, and I didn't realise it would release all of Greece. Greece had so many cores that they're this... Wait, Holy Roman Empire. Mongolia just went communist. I just want you to do something! I got no idea what just happened. The Soviets just appeared, then everyone had to, Scandinavia had to release people? What the hell is going on here? Well, that's the shortest time I've ever seen the Soviet Union existed. That was like 5 months and they flipped back. I said I'd stop beating the French up, but I've got to fix this. Oh, God. It's better, but it's still bad. So in a world where America never went south, they alternatively went north. This is bad. This is really bad. Well, there comes a time in everyone's life where they really need to live up to the mistakes they've made and finally right them. So Germany, let's do this. Oh, look at that. The family's all back together. Russia loves me again, albeit they're going through a bit of a weird emo phase at the moment, but I still love them. Yeah, ever since that German revolt that happened, they haven't really recovered from it. And then actually after that peace deal that I've just done, that they've still got revolts going on. So I don't think Germany's going to be doing much for the rest of the game, and I'm already at war with France again. I'm really sorry. It just keeps happening. Oh, damn. Germany actually flipped to communist. Oh, but, someone might have something to say about that. So I would have actually liked to go, like, fascist or communist in this game, but my revolts always happen in India. Well, we're at 1917 now. A lot of stuff's going on in the world. Most importantly, Germany actually went fascist. They're also at war with Prussia, but don't worry about that. We'll figure that out in Hoi 4. But I think we've done enough now. I managed to do a few of my goals, but mostly I just wanted the rest of the world to really find a good basis for what could be a nice World War II, and I think we finally got one. I've got an idea which I'm going to have to set up in Hoi 4. It's going to require a bit of me like fiddling about and starting some wars and sort of making a bit of a quote-unquote narrative, but I think it should be an interesting war in Hoi 4 with what I've got planned out now. Obviously none of the borders are really going to change that much. All the big powers like Japan, Russia and that, they're all going to be the same with me. I might like release some states as like colonies or dominions or something. We'll see about that. But this has actually been a real fun game. I really enjoyed this, just watching and colonizing and conquering. But I hope you all enjoyed it too. I hope you're enjoying this grand campaign as it is so far. Hope you leave a like, hit the subscribe button down below. If you've got any more ideas, please let me know. And I'll see you guys in a couple days for a bit of a finale.